A new Pentagon watchdog program has shown that the United States military has lost some $9.7 million worth of equipment in Afghanistan since 2012. The main fear of the watchdog group is that much of this equipment has ended up in the hands of the enemies of the United States, which could be used to kill or maim coalition soldiers. The Army Oversight of Logistics Civil Augmentation Program Government Furnished Property in Afghanistan report was released by the Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Defense earlier in December. It analyzed the U.S. Army's Administered Logistics Civil Augmentation Program, which enlists contractors to provide housing, transportation, and facilities management for U.S. forces. The program is tasked with maintaining the government-furnished property in Afghanistan, servicing, heating, and air conditioning units, forklifts, and power generators. Now, the main key finding of this report is that the Pentagon and others did not adequately carry out enough oversight in order to prevent this from happening. In other words, this equipment got away from the U.S. military by its own incompetence. And not so much that it was stolen, but they should have known better. It's very strange. They've said that there is a tremendous lack of accountability within the Afghan bases. Now, it specifically says the U.S. military had to rely on contractors' records for procurement and related decision-making. Now, they've had at least 20 fire trucks worth $8.6 million and 6 semi-trucks worth $1.3 million were among the items lost due to negligence. That large amount of heavy equipment, heavy vehicles, was lost to people just not doing what they were supposed to be doing. This isn't negligence. This is outright incompetence. That you could actually lose these giant vehicles. I mean, did they just drive out of the bases by themselves? I mean, what exactly happened here? Now, this is not the first time that such a thing has actually happened. According to the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, revealed that its mission in the war-ravaged country failed to report the results from 91% of Afghan Reconstruction Trust Fund. That's right, 91% of the money put together to reconstruct Afghanistan was left completely unaccounted for. From its contributions for 2013 and 2015 reports, USAID provided Afghanistan with $1.5 billion, according to the data. 91% of $1.5 billion that primarily came from the taxpayers to rebuild Afghanistan is completely unaccounted for, and they don't know what happened to it. Now, a lot of people suspect that this was probably embezzled not just by agents within the U.S. government, but perhaps many Afghan locals as well, particularly wealthy politicians or even warlords for that matter, to buy them off in order to gain access to certain areas. But most probably, much of this money was stolen by private contractors. A lot of them probably took the money and then never even gave the service that they were contractually obligated to provide. And that's been a lot of the corruption that's happened from U.S. money that's been given to the efforts of Afghanistan and even Iraq. And it's frankly terrible that the tax money, which is mostly coming from the middle class, is being wasted on this, frankly even stolen or being completely unaccounted for. And this shows much more of the real face of the U.S. occupation inside of Afghanistan. It doesn't even seem to care who they're stealing or even who they're losing the money from.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.